A hidden story. My name is David McAdam. I'm standing here by the harbour in North Berwick. North Berwick is a small coastal town about 20 miles east of Edinburgh. It is famous in Scotland as a holiday destination. It has sandy beaches where in summer people sit and children play. There are 2 golf courses, one on the west and the other on the east. The small hill behind the town is called the Law. It is not too difficult a climb to enjoy the view. On top there are whalebones, sadly not real ones anymore, a reminder of when Scottish ports were bases for the whaling industry. Off North Berwick are 4 islands. To the northeast, the Bass Rock is famous as a gannet colony. You can take a boat trip out to see the gannets close up. It is a favourite with photographers and naturalists. To the northwest is the island of Fidra. When Robert Louis Stevenson was a boy, he came to North Berwick for summer holidays, and it is thought that Fidra was the inspiration for his famous book, Treasure Island. Opposite North Berwick lies Craigleith Island, home to orange-billed puffins and peregrine falcons. Near Fidra, the smallest island is called the Lamb, owned by Uri Geller, the famous spoonbender. Now I am a geologist, and behind all these features we see around North Berwick, there's a hidden story, a geological story. Let me tell you about it. Some 350 million years ago, there were volcanoes in the east of Scotland. The Castle Crag in Edinburgh is well known as being the remains of an old volcano. But North Berwick Law and the Bass Rock are also the sites of old volcanoes. Let me show you this chart of the Bass Rock as it was. Here it was a volcano erupting from the surface, but erosion wiped away the top part of the volcano and we're left with the Bass Rock as we know it today. Let me show you how a volcano works in this diagram. Deep down there's a magma chamber. The magma comes up a pipe. When it gets to the surface it forms a volcano which erupts lavas and ashes. But many times the magma doesn't get to the surface. Sometimes it comes up vertically, then goes horizontally and forms what geologists call a sill. Other times it goes sideways and stops and forms a mushroom shaped, which geologists call a laccolith. The colours in this diagram, the red shows the molten magma and the green shows the shapes which it forms when it cools and solidifies. Now imagine in the 350 million years since these rocks were formed, there has been lots of erosion by wind, water and ice. And the top layers of this has all been worn off. And you can demonstrate this. Here, this pipe becomes a shape like the Bass Rock. Or here the laccolith becomes a shape like Craigleith. If we erode down further, we can uncover the shape of Berwick Law, or we can uncover the sill that forms the flat shapes of Fidra and the Lamb. Now here by the harbour we can see the lavas and the tuffs that emerged from the volcano. First there were green ashes, green tuffs laid down, followed by layers of red ashes, red tuffs, and then 3 lava flows shown here in purple, orange and purple. A little later, cracks in the earth's surface were filled by magma and formed this vertical slab called a dike. Plate tectonics effectively tilted the rocks here 25 degrees to the west. Erosion wore away all the rocks in this part, and this line across here is the present day surface. So this is the way we see the rocks today. To the east are the green tuffs, and then in the middle of the bay are the black rocks or the remains of the dike. Round the boating pond are the red tuffs, and the three ridges round the harbour are the remains of the three lava flows. Here, standing in the outer part of the harbour, we can see the three lava flows. The seabird centre is sitting on the lowest lava flow. The middle lava flow here forms two reefs stretching out to sea, and the top lava flow forms a cliff in the distance with the starter's hut, the hut that's used for starting the yacht races from North Berwick. And that's Craigleith Island just peeping out from the end of the lava flows. During the last 2 million years, Scotland was covered by many ice sheets. This diagram shows the way the ice built up, both in the Highlands and in the south of Scotland. And it flowed into the low ground in the middle of Scotland. Some of the ice flowed west towards Glasgow, and the rest of the ice flowed east towards Edinburgh. In Edinburgh, the flow of the ice from the west was blocked by the crag of Edinburgh Castle Rock. And when the ice hit the crag and was diverted, some went to the north and gouged out Princes Street Gardens, some went to the south and gouged out the Grassmarket, while some went over the top. But the area to the lee of the crag was sheltered by the crag, and this gives the gently sloping ridge which is now the Royal Mile. This feature is known to geologists as a crag and tail. North Berwick has its own crag and tail. The Law is the crag, and you can see the tail stretching eastwards for about 1 kilometre or so. Now there's another feature about North Berwick. The golf courses, and indeed the town itself, lie in a flat sandy area behind the present beaches. It is sandy because 5,000 years ago, when the ice cap had melted, the sea level was higher than it is now, and the golf course area was part of the seabed. But then, with the weight of the ice gone, the land rebounded. The level of the coastal area rose, and what had been seabed became dry land and is used today for golf. Also, the cliffs that hemmed in the sea, those 5,000 years ago, are still here in North Berwick today. They are the little hills and steep roads that exist in the town. You notice them especially when you go south out of the town centre, like that white van is doing now. So come to North Berwick, play on the beaches, play golf, go sailing among the islands. But when you come, remember the hidden story, the geological history, which is the backdrop to all you see today.